Now to the 100th anniversary of the Tulsa Race Massacre, a white mob killing hundreds of black Americans and destroying an entire neighborhood. A once thriving community and its residents. Today, amid commemorations, there were renewed calls for recognition and reparations. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Tulsa.
On the 100th anniversary of one of the darkest days in American history, people of all walks and faiths gathered to dedicate a prayer wall on hallowed ground, the historic Vernon AME Church, the only surviving building from the Tulsa Race Massacre.
You can kill the people, but you cannot kill the voice of the blood. And the blood can't rest until reparations come.
The centennial bringing renewed calls for reparations. At 107 years old, survivor Viola FLETCHER recently testifying before Congress.
I hear the screams. I have lived through the massacre every day.
On May 31st, 1921, an angry white mob stormed through Tulsa's Greenwood neighborhood, also known as Black Wall Street. In less than 24 hours, an estimated 300 black Americans would be left dead. Thousands of homes and businesses destroyed. ANNELIESE Bruner's great-grandmother, Mary E. Jones Parrish, owned a typing school in Greenwood. She ran for her life during the attack and published a book about it in 1922.
Here we are, 100 years later, and no one has ever been held accountable for what happened on those 2 days. Significance of that?
It's a terrible legacy. And I think that Tulsa has an opportunity to be the crucible for the reckoning.
In 2019, the state required that lessons on the tragedy in Tulsa be included in Oklahoma history classes.
Not 1 cent of taxpayer money should be used to define and divide young Oklahomans about their race or sex.
But it is these uncomfortable truths that many agree have to be told for there to be any hope of restoration and healing.
Later tonight, there will be a candlelight vigil to mark the exact moment that massacre began. In the meantime, President Biden today releasing a proclamation calling on all Americans to, quote, reflect on the deep roots of racial terror in this country. He's expected to arrive here tomorrow.